Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both wagertalk.com and sportsmemo.com, when all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
Welcome into First Pitch for Monday, August 8th. I am Drew Martin, joined by Brian Leonard and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. We're talking 3 games on tonight's slate. We got best bets at the end. We get the Giants, Padres, Angels, A's, Yankees, Mariners, all before best bets. Starting off here, Tony Finn, Brian Leonard. We get the Giants and the Padres. Seeing it now, Padres, minus 175 favorites. Looks to be a total of 7.5. Looking at the Wager Talk odds screen, we're seeing it as high as minus 190. That's the Padres as the home favorite. 9:40 Eastern start. Brian, throw it over to you first. You liking anything here in San Diego tonight?
Yeah, I did the Wager Talk Today show earlier, and Marco D'Angelo broke down this game. So if you're looking for another handicapper who could help you out on this game, make sure to watch the repeat of that. This is an interesting game because you've got San Francisco going into San Diego, a couple of lefties going. And I know San Diego has changed a couple players, brought in some nice bats. Of course, they didn't hit too well against the Dodgers, but they do have quality opponents coming up to bat here. If you take a look at the last month against left-handed hitters, San Diego ranks 25th with the WRC plus of 74. That means they're 26% worse than Major League average. On the other hand, San Francisco ranks 3rd, right behind those Dodgers I just spoke about. San Francisco is 137 WRC plus against lefties. So they've hit lefties very well over the last month on the season as well. So they're 37% above. San Diego hasn't hit nearly as well. Now, will that turn around in one day? It could. But right now, if you're looking at San Francisco in this price range against the San Diego team, who really were completely outplayed against the Dodgers coming off that trade, that's got to have some effect on them here. Alex Wood has been a guy who's been up and down on the season, but if you take a look at what he's done for the last month or so, he's pitched very well, although his last start he didn't do as well. And I believe that was against those Dodgers. So I'm looking for the underdog in this one a little bit. I'm seeing anywhere out there from in the 160, 165 range. Based on the starting pitchers, I think there's a little bit of value. Now, I have said in the past that Blake Snell has always pitched better when he's been at home. So I think it'll be a lower scoring game here. Maybe the under tells you that at 7.5. But if I had to play anything in this one, it would be the under, and I'd take a shot on the underdog.
Okay, good start here, Brian. And Tony, coming to you next. We get the kind of a couple cross currents, and Brian hit on a couple of them here, but we get the Sunday night baseball fade, the Padres having to travel. Now, granted, short distance from LA to San Diego, but look to fade the Sunday night baseball fade. Alex Wood, Blake Snell, 2 lefties going at it. Big price tag, though, on the Friars. I mean, we know about the big trade that they got. It seems to be, you're having to lay a price, though. It's not a secret here. Just north of one of your favorite cities here, Tijuana, Tony by some. Tony Finn, WagerTalk.com. What are you liking in Petco tonight, man? Tony, I don't think we could hear you. I don't know if maybe plug it in, maybe internet issues south of the border. Not 100% sure. I think we'll get Tony's opinion on the Giants and the Padres game in just a second. So we'll head to the next game here, Brian. We get the Angels and the A's up next. American League matchup here. Suarez versus Cole Irvine going for the A's, minus $1.25. That's the Oakland A's at home, 9:40 Eastern, 6:40 Pacific start here on the West Coast, Brian. The Angels, a team that came into this season, playoff aspirations, and it has just totally fallen apart for him. Mike Trout on the DL as well, or the IL, excuse me. I don't know. I know the A's aren't having that great of a season, Brian, but under a minus 120 price tag out there available, seeing some offshore showing minus 115 right now. It's the A's or pass for me. You liking anything in the Coliseum tonight, Brian?
Yeah, it's very similar to the last game we spoke about where you got two southpaws on the mound. Oakland, WRC Plus. This is the last 30 days. They got an 89, which is 11% below Major League average. The Angels, even worse, 64, 36% below Major League average the last 30 days. I don't want to put my money on these Angels right now. This is a team right now that we spoke of. You spoke of coming into the season. There was a little bit of hype on the Angels. Obviously, Taylor Ward got off to that great start. The Angels got off to a great start. But since that time, this is a team that's brought in a bunch of guys trying to find lightning in a bottle. They traded for Mickey Moniak, a guy who really was a high draft pick. Same with Magneuris Sierra, played in Miami. Didn't work out. These are two guys that have a lot of talent, but they just haven't put it together on the Major League roster. And with the Angels, with the injuries and the situation that they have, they brought him in. Hopefully for Angels fans, it'll work out here. But they look similar to my Cleveland Guardians, Cleveland Indians. They were always a team that would try to give somebody who had a lot of talent a last shot. And we saw that happen with Fremel Reyes, who they not only sent down to the minors, they've cut him. So there's a lot of that going around in Major League Baseball right now, and which makes this such a great time of the season. You see a lot of young players coming up, so we'll see how that goes. The A's continue to play hard every night. They're bringing up those younger players. And one thing I really like about Oakland is you mentioned Cole Irvin. Cole Irvin is pitching really well over the last couple of months, looking great. His walk percentage is excellent at only 5% compared to Suarez's 10.1. So you're going to have less batters on base for the Angels. It's not often I'm looking to play this kind of number with the Oakland A's, but I think this is the only way you can look at this game.
I like it, Brian. Yeah, in agreement there. And Tony, going by the banging I can hear, I'm pretty sure we got you. What are you liking? Let's start off here in the Coliseum, man. What do you like, Angels and A's?
I definitely agree with Brian. I think that, listen, the Angels, even through all their woes and their great start, and then their the wall that they hit, and they still haven't been able to get through that wall. Let's say the injuries to Trout and Rendon and et cetera, et cetera. They're a better team than Oakland. However, I like what Cole. I really like what this team has done, despite the fact that as we would probably all agree, they've been tanking since before spring training even got underway. I mean, they sold everything. Now at the deadline, they got rid of their only pitcher you could probably truly trust in Montas. But that said, tonight's game, there's question marks too about Ohtani. Is he going to play? Last night he was gimpy. You could see him limping. He's got a forearm cramp, and it's pretty difficult. It's difficult for me. I don't know about you guys. Very difficult for me to do anything at this point in time moving forward other than to fade the Angels. And even at the price tonight, the value probably rests on the Angels. But I'm just if I'm in this room, guys, I am on the A's, as Brian mentioned. I'm not. I'm just there's just some things I don't trust about either team. And at this point in time, I think we're going to see a lot of that for the next month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, the old value term, Tony. I mean, I'm with you. It's just I'm only looking to go against the Angels until further notice. The only problem is I didn't realize the A's you'd have to be laying a price tag, with the Oakland A's. It is what it is. You can't get these good numbers you would wish for. Tony, we got you now. We missed the first game here. Giants, Padres tonight. We talked about it though. A lot of cross currents here. Having to lay a hefty price tag here with the new look Friars. And to tell you the truth, they didn't look that good. Now, granted, it was against the Dodgers, but can they bounce back in Petco, in your opinion?
When we couldn't hear me, all I did was tell you that this weekend I was on the Dodgers every game. I thought the trade gave us, anyone who was on the Dodgers, some value. In truth, if you looked at some of those money lines, I believe that had that trade not been made, or maybe had the trade been made and it wasn't such a big deal, that the perception would have remained the same, and that is the Dodgers. That essentially the redheaded stepchild is San Diego. The truth is, right now, anyone in the senior circle, anyone in the senior circuit is the redheaded stepchild to the Dodgers, despite the injuries to the pitching staff, the recent one with Kershaw, some of the slumps that you see with a Bellinger, or just a couple of the guys are hitting under 200 in this lineup, and they're still starting for this Dodgers. I don't know that Roberts has had a better team, a team that's actually doing some of the things that are important: situational hitting, sacrificing, their average and some of their ESPN highlights for the better of the team. This team, guys stepped up. I was surprised they got rid of Mitch White. That's how much confidence this Dodgers organization has in who they have right now and who they have coming back. And I don't want to, Drew, I don't want to say this San Diego team is in a funk or they looked horrible. The Dodgers were just exceptional this weekend. They really were. And they get ready to step down in class. Beware, by a caveat emptor, beware of going with the Dodgers now that I think they face, they have a pretty light schedule coming up. Miami, Minnesota. I think I will go on and on, but San Diego is the better team here. It's San Francisco that while they split the series, or they swept the series, a 2-game series against interleague against Oakland, guys, they're really their posture's bad. They won this weekend, but if it wasn't for a couple home runs from the ghost of Carl, that I'm not sure they would have swept against Oakland. So I like what San Diego did in the trade. You have to like it, guys. I like the pitching matchup tonight. It favors these Padres. Snell has been really good. After that Colorado debacle, let's give him a pass. He was in Coors. Since then, he's pitching ahead. He's not pitching behind. As long as Snell is pitching ahead in the count, he'll beat this He'll beat the San Francisco team 7, 8 out of 10 times.
Tony Finn, ladies and gentlemen, number 1 MLB profit leader this season. He's got his MLB Dead Presidents Report up and available. Check him out, wagertalk.com. Tony Finn. We got Brian Leonard as well. He knows his NHL. He knows his baseball. 4 or 5 profitable MLB seasons. It's $9 Monday. Check out both Brian and Tony, as myself, Drew Martin, up and available at wagertalk.com. Tony, you were talking about, the Dodgers and how good they've been. First off, they've won 8 straight. They're 9-1 their last 10, 75-33. Yeah. And they've surpassed the Yankees as the best team in baseball, going record-wise here. And the Yankees, as we segue into our next game here, Yankees at M's, lost 5 straight, 9-16 their last 25. Brian, coming to you first. This Yankees team is in a pretty bad skid here. It's not just, the last week. It's been a month plus. Jameson Taillon, you look at his walk rate. 9 walks his last 3 starts. He's only lasted 13 innings. Now they're having to lay a price, -110, -115, near a pick'em price, depending where you're shopping. Logan Gilbert going for the Mariners, 7.5, 8 being the total. You liking anything in the Pacific Northwest tonight, Brian?
Every time I do a show with Tony Finn, he baffles me with some word I've never heard of before, or some phrase. The ghost of... What was that again, Tony?
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
The ghost of
What
Carl.
is
The ghost of Carl. Okay, you better explain that one.
Yastrzemski went deep twice yesterday.
Okay.
Carl Yastrzemski. The ghost of Carl.
The other Yastrzemski. Okay.
Okay.
I saw Drew grin a little bit when you said it, so I'm thinking maybe he was understanding it the same way I was. But let's get back to baseball here. We're going to the Yankees game here, and Yankees are slumping right now. They haven't played well at all as of late. 4-6 their last 10. It's a situation with the Yankees that the pitching hasn't been good. The hitting has been very inconsistent. And to the amazement of probably a lot of people out there, Aaron Judge has gone like 5-6 games without hitting a home run. It was going to keep the entire season, but this is still a team They got 70 wins on the season. If you take a look at their run differential of 201, they should be 75-34. So this is a team just coming back to earth a little bit here. But the Mariners are a team that's been hot. So you've got the Yankees, who have been the far better team on the season, against the team against the last month. Seattle's been far better than the Yankees have been, and you're getting Seattle here at a nice price, slight underdog in this contest. Tyann and Gilbert. Yeah, Tyann's had a problem with walks. Gilbert's a pitcher I like I like his makeup. I don't have much on this game. I know somebody I highly respect on this show will have a better opinion than me on this one, but out of the three, I lean Seattle, but not enough to play. I like the other two games a little bit better.
We got best bets coming up at the end, guys. Huge shout out to the chat box here, Tony. We got Chuck Pod saying, thanks for questioning that, Brian. So it wasn't just me and you wondering what was going on there. So good stuff, Chuck. He's also saying, are we going to catch the proverbial falling knife tonight? Talking about the Yanks here, Tony. Is this a buy low spot for the Yankees possibly? What are you thinking tonight?
I thought he was referring to Steve Merrill. Steve Merrill was going to make a guest appearance and go with the falling knife thing that he does all the time. So here's the situation. I actually thought this line was a little short, guys. Normally, it doesn't matter if Seattle. It doesn't matter that they took 2 out of 3 last series at New Yankee Stadium. It doesn't really matter that. If you watched any of that Yankees game last night, the up back and forth with the Cardinals, that had to take a little bit out of the Yankees. I don't know what time that game ended, Drew, but it was late because it just went on and on. The final score was 12-9 or something to that degree. So it was a long getaway for the Yankees, and they haven't been playing great ball as of late. I think what are they 4-9 or 4-8 or whatever it is situation, maybe over the last 12. They haven't been great. We talked about this a month ago on a show when the Yankees they were on pace to win 117 games, yet their adjusted team total at that time, you can get them for 105 games. And so there was a big, what's going on? Well, we knew. And I think this is something you have to watch with the Yankees moving forward. As long as they have a double-digit lead right now, 10.5 over Toronto. The same applies to the Dodgers. The same applies to I still think the Dodgers end up with the best record in baseball over the Yankees. Just from what I see, Tallion's not been very good. However, Gilbert has a problem avoiding hard contact, and if you know that you're going to get some vicious and violent swings from the Yankees tonight, despite the fact that they may be fatigued a little bit. And this is a game Tallon tailed off since the start of July. He's 1-1, 5.76 ERA, 10 walks, 29 strikeouts, 8 home runs over 29 innings. T-Mobile gives up home runs. I like the over in this game, but I wouldn't be on either side. The whole card today kind of smells a little bit of being one-sided, not liking numbers for me, but these two pitchers are susceptible to hard, long shots in the outfield to the bleachers. So give me the over in this game if I was going to be anywhere.
All right, guys, I'm going to stay with this game for my best bet late night, 10:10 Eastern time. The nightcap, the Yankees and the Mariners. I'm on the M's. Got them at plus 106. To tell you the truth, a lot of those have been taken out. You can get them as high as plus 102 right now, looking at the Wager Talk odds screen. Couple reasons why. The Yankees, yes, I think they'll be able to turn it around, make a huge run in the playoffs. Who knows, even win the World Series. But right now, current form, losing 5 straight. They're 9-16, their last 25. Jameson Taillon on the hill. Now, both of these offenses are facing the pitcher back-to-back times. The Mariners were just playing in Yankee Stadium. Oh, by the way, they won the last 2 of that series. But what I'm getting at here is Taillon against Seattle. He got knocked around. He only lasted, 4.2 innings, 5 earned runs, had 4 walks in that game. He's actually had 9 walks his last 3 starts, only lasting 13 innings. So he's not in good current form. Gilbert, the same time, he didn't perform that well against the Yankees. So if you like to bet the over, I'm not going to argue with you, but getting a plus price here with the Mariners at home, I think is the way to go, especially because in the later innings, they got the better bullpen right now. Number 6 by my ratings, Yankees kind of middle of the pack. We get Anthony Rizzo. He has those back issues. Aaron Hicks, ice cold. It's really Aaron Judge carrying this offense. If Logan Gilbert can pitch around him, I think plus price with the home dog barking is the way to go in the nightcap. I'm on the Mariners. I'll throw it over here to Brian Leonard. Guys, check him out, wagertalk.com. $9 Monday for the last 5 profitable seasons in MLB. Check him out. He's got a pretty good run here going 11-8 in MLB. So, Brian, what do you got going at wagertalk.com, and where do you got for best bets for the show?
Yes, $9 Monday, but I've been busy doing shows today, so I haven't had a chance to put anything up. Don't know if I will. I may take a look at some football, maybe give one of those out. But as for today's card, you're looking at my best bet here, and this will be our free play. It's an ugly dog situation here. There's a couple actually in Major League Baseball today. And one of them, I'll just call it a spite play, and that's the Pittsburgh Pirates here against Arizona. The spite part being that you got an Arizona team who's one game over 500 at home, and they're sitting here as a 240 favorite, 250 favorite against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen's clearly the best pitcher on this Arizona team, and they've had some pretty good pitching performances this season out of their starters. But Tyler Beatty's a guy who I don't know how long he's going to go. I think this is going to be more of a bullpen game for Pittsburgh in this contest. And to be totally honest with you, there's a reason why Pittsburgh's a big underdog in this game. They haven't played well on the road, and they haven't been hitting very well as of late. But as I talked about before, I do like it when you get a lot of young guys who are fighting for positions. Sort of like, spring training football. That's one of the things you like at spring training football is if you got certain positions where people are fighting for the starter minutes, those are teams you're looking to back on. Quarterbacks in a rotation where they're trying to win the first string or second string. So that's what we're getting out of the Pittsburgh Pirates the rest of the season here. Beatty's the guy who walks a little bit too much for me, but it's a situation here where it's a play against Arizona. I've liked this Arizona team. I made money on Arizona this year. But even with their best pitcher, Zach Gallen on the mound, a 240 favorite, you just can't see it. You take a look at what these two teams have done against righties over the last month. I believe there's a 13% advantage for Arizona. That's not enough to make this line as high as it is. This is a spite play for me. I'm playing the Pittsburgh Pirates.
The big dog is barking with the Pirates. Tony Finn, Tijuana Tony by some. Check him out, wagertalk.com. Number 1 profit leader in MLB this season. Tony, take it away. What do you got for best bets? Final thoughts for the show.
Going to go to a prop bet. In fact, I started to do I was going to give out a parlay, just a moneyline parlay, 2-teamer, two position parlay, but I didn't because I saw that Brian was going to play the big dog on Pittsburgh night, and I would have said probably if you see this game as I see this game, you're going to be on Arizona minus the big number, but you're going to play a small and you're going to put it with another game or you're going to put it with a prop. The Pirates are a team all season long that I've made money on. Not backing or fading, but playing over strikeout props. Again, this team, no one strikes out more than Pittsburgh as a road team. This year, they're third behind the Angels and the Braves as far as average strikeouts per game. And this Arizona team, 7-7 since the break, like Brian noticed or mentioned, and that is that this is a team that, listen, at the beginning of the season, if you talk to any pundit, they would have said, listen, if there's one sure bet on the futures board, Arizona not making the playoffs. Well, of course, you're going to have to lay a big number to get a small return, but there was a lot of criticism about what Arizona had done, bullpen wise, et cetera, et cetera. Their strikeout rate in the bullpen for the first half of the season was ridiculously bad. I like I like strikeouts over 5.5 with Gallen. Zach Gallen over 5.5. You got to lay some juice on this, guys. Minus 160. But the Pirates on the road strike out more than the other team in baseball, and I see that happening again tonight. Gallen over 5.5 strikeouts is my complimentary selection.
All right, a K-prop from Tony Finn. Guys, before we recap best bets. Brian, we do have a question in the chat box. If you could answer it quickly. Do you like the Pittsburgh Pirates plus the 1.5? Any quick thoughts there? Run line or money line?
Yeah, I can see that. The line, the total is 8. 1.5 would work for me. A lot of times I'll split them. I'll play the money line and I'll take the 1.5. So basically, you're getting a +1 if you don't like to play the big underdogs. And a lot of times we'll see that. You can also play them in the first half, which is actually something that could be a pretty good playoff. Anytime you're playing an underdog, the less amount of time that you have them, the better chance to winning. Like a first inning run on the underdog would be the better chance of winning. Fifth inning is next best, and then full game would be the third best. But that's usually factored into the line. In fact, it's always factored into the line, so you're getting paid a little bit less. But yeah, different ways to take a look at it. But I like Pittsburgh in this matchup.
Yeah, could go about it different types of ways there. Chuck, thanks for the question. I like going at it with a big plus price, man. If you cash it, you get a lot back for your money. So good stuff from Brian Leonard, Tony Finn. Guys, in recap of the best bets, we got Mariners. We got the Pittsburgh Pirates. Both plus money dogs, and then you heard it from Tony on the K prop. So check out Tony Finn, Brian Leonard, wagertalk.com. I am Drew Martin, $9 Monday. Huge shout out to the chat box. Like always, guys, thanks for chiming in. Dave, Nicholas, Yoshi, all of you. And feel free to chime in below in the reply section, Wager Talk YouTube channel. Any questions, what you're looking to bet, all is welcome. Please smash that like button if you're liking the content. Best of luck with your bets. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in.
Ready to take your favorite Wager Talk handicappers wherever you travel this football season? The Wager Talk TV app is now live for phones, tablets, smart TVs, and streaming platforms. Tune into your favorite shows like Wager Talk Today, Bet on It, and the Opening Line Report. Plus, browse through our extensive library of sports betting tips. Create your personal playlist of betting tip videos to help you prepare for the upcoming season, and set notifications to alert you when new content is added. Download the app for Apple, Android, Amazon, and Roku devices by searching for Wager Talk TV, or scan the QR code on your screen to join the winning conversation today.